Buster Posey, folks. He's playing at an MVP level, hitting for average and hitting for power. And where Buster Posey goes, the rest of the Giants will follow. And tonight they'll follow Posey to the plate against Rich Hill. Fresh off the disabled list, the lefty always gives the Giants problems. Game 2 of the series against Hill, and it's next. Final night game on this homestand as we come to you from AT&T Park as we get ready for Giants baseball. Dodgers Giants, welcome to NBC Sports Bay Area, powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants have won 4 straight. That's right, 4 straight, including obviously a win last night against these Dodgers. And tonight we got a couple of lefties, and they're not exactly the same.
But they're still crafty. One guy, Rich Hill, relies on a lot of curveballs, one of the best in all of baseball. And the other guy, Ty Block, he relies on cutters and guts. To me, I think it all gets down to anticipation as a hitter. You have to have an approach. You have to be able to make adjustments within the game. The Giants about 2 weeks ago couldn't buy a home run. Now they're coming in bunches. So we hope the offense keeps it going. Right. And stay tuned. This ought to be a good game. All
right. Should be fun here at AT&T Park tonight. All right. Stay tuned. We'll take you back out to Willie Mays Plaza for an update, and we'll do all of that right after this.
NBC Sports Bay Area is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By State Farm. Combine auto and renters and see how much you can save. Talk to an agent today. And by the 2017 Jeep Cherokee with an EPA estimated 30 highway miles per gallon.
Your San Francisco Giants are riding a 4-game winning streak into Game 2 of this 3-game series against their NL West rivals, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Welcome back to our broadcast, everyone. I'm Amy Gutierrez. The Giants have been posting a lot of crooked numbers as of late. Multiple runs in one inning. Last night, the 4th inning, 4 runs and 4 crafty runs at that. We're going to make it our Ford Smart Play. It is brought to you by your California Ford dealers. Bottom of the 4th, Cron second, Posey on 3rd, Nunez up the middle. Seager cuts it off, tries to throw home, but McCarthy cuts that off. And Nunez takes advantage with his speed, getting into second. The very next pitch, he steals third. He told me he knew McCarthy was a little angry, a little rattled, so he used his speed to aggravate the situation a little bit more. And then Arroyo comes up with that big sacrifice fly. So smarts and speed equal manufactured runs. Just another way the Giants have been able to get a win in this 4-game winning streak. They look to make it 5 tonight with Ty Block on the hill. We got a party going on. It is Carnival at the Park. Lineups, first pitch, Kruk and Kipe. We're all here. We're getting ready for Game 2. Stay with us.
As we get ready for the second game of this 3-game series, our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The boardwalk is open. Visit beachboardwalk.com for park hours. You got 56 degrees. It's a cool night. You see the winds are brisk, humidity high, and it is overcast. Take a look at the Dodgers lineup, and it's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be Chris Taylor in the leadoff spot, then Gutierrez and Justin Turner, who had the day off yesterday, and he's hitting very well, as you can see this season. Kike Hernandez will hit cleanup, then it's Barnes, Puig, and Peterson. Scott Van Slyke will hit 8th, and Rich Hill will hit 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the left-handed rookie Ty Blach, 6'2", 200-pounder. He's 26 years of age, out of Centennial, Colorado, and this is what he has done this year: 0-2 with a 4.88 ERA. The 4 starts that he's had one clunker. He's pitched beautifully in 3 of those starts, and when he's right, you're going to see a fastball that's low 90s. He's got a curveball and a changeup. He'll cut the fastball, and a lot of fastballs, and he will try to dominate the inside part of the plate against these right-handed hitters for the Dodgers. Career against the Dodgers, 1-1. That's in 3 games. In 16 innings that he's pitched, he's only allowed 7 hits to the Dodgers and a 1.13 ERA. Those are credentials. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Ty Blach tonight, starting in the Giants outfield from left to right. It'll be Ruggiano, Span, and Williamson, the best arm in right field. Crawford, Nunez on the left side of the infield. Arroyo, Belt on the right side. Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here we go. Giants won the game last night by a final of 8-4. And was behind Matt Cain, who won his 3rd game of the year. So here's Chris Taylor. Taylor had a nice game yesterday. He went 3 for 4, so he's in the leadoff spot. And the first pitch of the ball game is down low. So we started a minute early. Taylor overall hitting at .324. And the 1-0 pitch is down low again. Home plate umpire is Chad Whitson, followed by Mike Malinsky, Marty Foster, and Mike Winters. It's not like we have a whole lot on Chad Whitson.
Yeah, it's the first time we're seeing him.
So right now, Blach needs to throw a strike. It's 3-0. Late arriving crowd here at the ballpark on this chilly Tuesday night, and there's a ball.
All right, time now for our Nissan keys to the game. Number 1, Ty Blach on the inside. He likes to throw that fastball with a little bit of cut in on the hands of the righties, and that'll be a pitch that we watch all night. Number 2, stay hot offense. The Giants offense has really been rolling, and it really is why they have won 4 of their last 4. Nice little 4-game win streak. So those are our Nissan keys to the game.
All right, here's Gutierrez. Primarily plays against lefties. And there's a called strike, hitting .320. He's got a home run. His home run was against the Giants in Los Angeles. That home run was off of Matt Moore. Taylor at first. Hit on the ground to third, on the back end, Nunez. In the dirt, Arroyo over to Belt, double play. How about that?
Christian Arroyo making first start ever at second base at the big league level. Just to let you know that, I have a little experience here in the minor leagues, and boy, does it show off. The big thing, and you used to always say this, Kai, if you're at second base, just get me the ball quick. And that's exactly what Nunez does from the knees. A one-hopper, a little double clutch, and you knew he had time with Gutierrez. That's our Exmo, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. One more look at defensive brilliance, and everybody is out.
Wow. Buddy Bell used to say, well, you said that's where you like them.
Yeah.
That was his kind way of saying thanks. I appreciate it.
Thanks for picking me up, partner. Well, if Arroyo had jitters at second base tonight, they're gone.
I don't think he's a jittery guy. Turner, who is very close to Buster Posey in the top 5 in the National League as far as average. Buster hitting .375. Turner at .359. And he's going to take this pitch low and away, 3-0. So we're learning a little bit about Chad Whitson.
Well, I don't think he's squeezing Ty Blach, to be honest. I think he's just missing right now. 4-pitch walk to start the game here behind the count, 3-0. Now, if he doesn't get that one, then we got a problem. It's a cool night. Carry to this ballpark is in center field. You don't look to see a lot of help to either the left side of the field or the right side of the field in pushing balls out of here. One thing we just found out about Chad Whitson is you don't have to throw the ball between the knees of your catcher to get a strike. They sit up in the outside corner. This thing goes on the inside corner. It's a strike. Yeah, but a lot of umpires, if you're not between the knees, you don't get it.
Turner trying to mess with Block a little bit as he called time. And the walk. So second walk in the inning. Block unhappy with himself. Here's Kike Hernandez.
You know, she could have told him to bring a jacket. It might get cold here. It's called Giants fans revenge.
It's called I'm going to make this guy suffer, period.
You're not cold, are you, dear?
And she said, hey, let's go to the dugout store. I'll buy you something. Hernandez hitting at 227. There's a call strike. I'm sure Scott Wickersham can find something in the back that'll keep you warm.
Oh, yeah.
No balls and a strike. And this is popped up. It's going to be Crawford who makes the catch. And that'll end the inning. The big league pop-up right there, folks. Span and Royal Belt coming up. Here's Bruce Bochy's starting lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be Denard Span in the leadoff spot, then the kid Christian Arroyo, followed by Belt, and then Buster Posey. And he is hot. Crawford, Ruggiano, and Nunez. Mac Williamson gets his second start in a row. He'll be in right field hitting eighth, and it's Ty Block hitting ninth.
On the mound tonight for the Dodgers will be the veteran left-hander Rich Hill, 37 years of age. Big guy, 6'5", 220-pounder. And in 2 starts, 1-1 with a 3.80 ERA. He's really had a bad problem with a blister on his throwing hand, his middle finger. When he's right, you're going to see a high 80s fastball with a 3/4 release and a great curveball. And I mean, he's very creative with the curveball. He can drop down with it, make it big, tighten it up, make it slower.
Span hitting 263, takes the first pitch high. Span last night went 1 for 5. And he takes low, so it's 2-0. No history against Rich Hill. Christian Arroyo and then Brandon Belt. First 5 hitters, the Giants will send up 3 lefties against Hill. And Span takes a strike, so Hill pours in a fastball right at the belt. Giants are 16-24, 10-9 at home, and 5-3 this year against the Dodgers. It's that sweeping curveball. It's 2-2.
Sweeping curveball as he drops down to a high sidearm release, and this is some of the genius that Rich Hill has. And when you start talking about curveballs in the National League, this guy can do more with the curveball than anybody. He's very creative with his arm angles and his speeds. Got a great touch with it. He'll throw it any count.
Hard to hit that last one,
especially from the left side. Hit him in the head.
Just hit him right on the helmet. I mean, he hit him with a breaking ball, but I don't care. This day and age, that's always something to be concerned about.
Well, a curveball, it just doesn't break, and this is the last thing he had on his mind. And all we can say is thank you for helmets. Very quickly, Dave Greshner out to survey the look in the eye of Bernard Span. And you're right, Kai, but we just hold our breath on these.
And every time. So here's Arroyo.
And Rich Hill coming in and saying, hey, you all right?
No, my head hurts.
Yeah, well,
how about that? But nice gesture. 1 ball and no strikes.
I don't know if any hitter ever buys it, which is why.
I think you do. On a breaking ball, you do.
Yeah, breaking balls never in a pitch with intent. It looked like a balk.
Yep, good call.
Yep. Marty Foster, second base umpire, he called it. Now he's telling Rich Hill, you can't argue this, take a hike. And really, when he was down, bent over looking for a sign, he started up, stopped, went back down again. Now watch him come up. Right there, and then back. That's a balk. So, 2 free gifts of 90 feet. The Giants have a runner in scoring position.
1-0 to Arroyo. There's a strike. So Span at second here in the first inning.
When you have a big sweeping curveball from a left-hander to a right-handed hitter, I mean, a youngster like Arroyo, all you can really tell him is just be patient. Don't give up on the breaking ball.
Well, the problem is he's heard so much about Hill's breaking ball. He's just taken 2 fastballs.
Hill pitching for the strikeout. At second, nobody out.
And he finally sees one and he taps it foul.
Let's take a look at the Dodgers defensively behind Rich Hill tonight. Starting in the outfield from left to right, it'll be Gutierrez, Peterson, and Puig, the best arm in right field. Hernandez and Turner on the left side of the infield. Taylor and Van Slyke on the right side. And Austin Barnes, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
One and 2 to Christian Arroyo. Hill at the belt. And a fastball high. It's 2-2.
The other thing too about Hill, you know, we talk about his average velocities in the high 80s, but he's got a lazy arm delivery, and that ball can be very deceptive in the eye of a hitter, especially when you have the slowness of his curveball established in your mind, because he throws a lot of curves. And he does not have the feel for the curveball yet. Which doesn't mean he won't throw one here.
Well,
3-2.
he had the one feel of it when he dropped down, but that's it. Got him.
Well, I don't think that's a bad call either from plate umpire Chad Whitson. 3 fastballs he takes in this sequence. And 3 fastballs without a swing. from a guy who's a good fastball hitter, that's a frustrating at bat.
So here's Belt. Belt's got a little ownage on Hill. He's 3 for 6 lifetime. See if Span has any thoughts about trying to steal third. There's that breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Sometimes it's easier to throw that breaking ball to a left-handed hitter. You got something to aim at.
That's exactly what's happened with Hill.
Oh yeah.
Best friends forever.
Both shirts say I'm stupid.
Boy, that's good. And if you're going to drop down, you have to use all your pitches. So 2 pitches. Both times he drops down, he gives him a curveball and a fastball.
Belt last night 1 for 4. One and 2. Overshift is on. Turner, the lone defender, on the left side, and he's actually playing the third base position, leaving the shortstop position wide open. High to Belt. 2 and 2.
No, says Mike Williams, third base umpire. All right, from the side, did he go? It could have gone either way. That's the 50-50 zone.
So Belt works it to 3 and 2, which is not that unusual. Three balls, 2 strikes. Fouled off of Belt's foot.
Tried to sneak attack him with a little zip fastball in the inside corner just above the knees. And he dropped down again from the sidearm delivery.
Three-two pitch. Here it is to Belt. Belt hits a high fly ball center field. Span is going to tag, and he'll make it.
All right, now it's time for our Jeep drive of the game. Last night against these Dodgers, Buster Posey stepped up against Grant Dayton in the bottom of the 7th inning. And for the 6th time this month, he leaves Earth and hits a home run. It's tied for most in the National League. And that's our Jeep drive of the game.
Trying now to get the Giants on the board first with Span at third and 2 outs. Buster Posey lifetime against Hill 4 for 8. Into left center field. Is it going to hang up? Peterson says I got it, and he does, and that's going to end the inning. Second inning coming up. 0-0.
Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
No score as we head to inning number 2. It's a 0-0 ball game. Oh yeah. They lost track of where they were on Bart.
It's all right.
And they
Found
ended
a
up here.
game.
Here's a called strike.
Plenty of sports activity in the Bay Area.
Swing. Ain't gonna miss. 0-2.
It's one of those swings that hitter just can't quite figure out how to miss that.
On the ground to third, deep third. Nunez is going to bounce it to Belt, and Belt hangs on. Nice play.
He's made some great digs on one-hoppers this homestand, and you can add this to the list. Barnes for catcher runs pretty well, and Nunez knows this. Really doesn't have a chance to set his feet. He gets rid of the ball quickly, and I think he had it in mind that I'm going to miss low and give Bell a chance to dig it out, and that's exactly what the big man does.
That might have been a Dave Concepcion play. He just on turf just invented the one-hopper. There's Puig, who takes high.
Dave Concepcion, the gray shortstop with the big red machine in the mid-70s. And this was a style of play that he designed. It was a play that he would make on turf. And now it's kind of commonplace.
Inside to Puig, it's 2-0 at 246. He's got 7 home runs, 20 driven in. Puig took an 0 for 2 with a walk in the game last night. Here he shows bunt and he takes a strike. He's have a couple of hits and 6 lifetime at bats against Ty Block.
You know, a guy with 7 home runs, it's a 2-0 count, and you're showing bunt.
Swing. Ain't gonna miss. 2-2.
If the guy's serious about it, now if he wants to take another pitch, I totally understand that. First at bat, see as many pitches as you can. But if he's serious about a bunt, with the power that he has, he's doing that pitcher a favor. 2-0, he should be trying to leave Earth.
Hits it out to right. Mac Williamson with lots of room. 2 outs. Let's check in with Amy G. Amy.
All right, gentlemen. Well, the Giants pitching coach, Dave Righetti, not a big fan of talking about the day's starters, but he made an exception for me today to share his thoughts on Ty Block's last 2 outings. The first in Cincinnati, where he had a pretty rough time, and then he came back here to AT&T Park and completely bounced back. He said Ty's reputation from the minors well known, no surprise that he's here, and he also wasn't surprised that he went after the same lineup differently and made adjustments. And he said after that last start that he gave him an extra shake of the hand, patted on the back, told him he was proud, and then told me Ty Block is a kid with a lot of moxie. That's a word kids can look up. Moxie.
Moxie.
Now he's going to be a good pro. And those are little indicators early in a guy's career as to what he's made up of. Face the same team twice in 2 consecutive starts. You get your tail kicked in one of the games, and then you come back and you stuff them. That says a lot about Block. And here's his line: 5 hits allowed, 1 walk, 6 base runners in 7 innings, a couple earned runs. He got a no decision, but he was brilliant.
Foul back, 1-2 to Jock Peterson. Jock Peterson led off in the game last night, went 1 for 4, doubled in his first at bat. Here it's down low, 2-2.
Didn't miss by much there. Still learning Chad Whitson's strike zone.
Get on the ground to Belt, and that'll end the inning. Crawford, Ruggiano, and Nunez. It's 0-0.
is brought to you by Kelly Moore Paints. Go where the pros go. Kelly Moore, the painter's paint store.
No score, bottom of the second. Crawford, Ruggiano, Nunez. Crawford first, hitting at 253, and he takes low, 1 ball and no strikes. Dugout store, souvenir shops all over the ballpark, and it's like delightful to go in there.
I was in there today.
And I'm shocked that there's anything left.
I kept going from one aisle to the next going, I want to get that, I want to get that, I want to get that. I want to get that, I want to get that, I want to get that.
What's great is when you're a kid, you said that and you got nothing. Hook foul. Now? Yeah, not a problem. Let's get one of those. I hope that hit a seat and not a person. It's 2 balls and a strike. There's a breaking ball that starts out right at the left-handed hitter. 2-2.
I mean, that's literally what it does. He lets go of that thing and it's coming right at you.
He got him. On Saturday, May 27th, the first 20,000 fans are going to receive a Giants car flag presented by CarMax. It's a 7:05 start. The Giants will take on the Braves. sfgiants.com. Ruggiano takes a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Swing and a miss by Ruggiano. Evens the count.
They took just a little more off that breaking ball in a 1-0 count. Just creativity with 1 pitch. Varies the arm angles and the speed with which he throws it.
1-2. Got him. Same pitch. If you're not careful, Hill will put you on the blooper reel.
Well, he just kind of curveballs them to death. Big arcing rainbows. And it really is like you're taking it at bat in a slow pitch softball game.
Here's Nunez. Nunez has got a double and a home run against Rich Hill. No score. We're in the home half of the second inning. Glad you joined us. Sweeper for a strike.
He's definitely got a better feel with it this inning than he had the first.
And the reason why he's hard to hit is he's so unique. You don't see it. You won't see another guy like this. Hill goes. I threw it again and he hit it right back at me. First hit for the Giants.
Well, it's really not a bad approach to have, going back up the middle or going the other way if you're hitting right-handed. Got a little elevation here on the 0-2, and there's the hanger, and there's the banger.
Well, here's Mac Williamson, who's faced Hill twice. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. So Nunez, who's got 10 steals on the year, will be checked on by Rich Hill.
Oh, and by the way, he's got an assortment of moves over the first base that you have to pay close attention to if you're on the base.
That pitch is high. Couple of hits last night for Mac Williamson in his debut this year. High block on deck. He can hit a little bit. I don't know if that comes into play or not with Bruce Bochy thinking about maybe sending Nunez.
If he gets a good jump, he'll go. He's real confident right now, stealing bags. He's got 10 on the year, which ranks him in the top 4.
One ball and 1 strike.
You know, the release time 1.78, which is extremely slow, but it doesn't matter when you have a lefty that can hold his back leg for just an instant, which is what causes the delivery time to be so slow. But a runner at first can't do much with it because he's upset his rhythm. He never gives you the same move twice in a row. He's got a slide step. He's got a high leg kick. He's got one in between that. He's got one where he'll lift up and he'll sit back on his back leg.
Runner goes, and he stole it.
I mean, with as long as Hill takes to get rid of the ball, if you can guess right on first movement, it really is a pretty easy base to steal. But having said that, it's not that easy to always guess right. Let's watch the jump that he gets going on first move. And Austin Barnes, the catcher for the Dodgers, had none chance.
That's stolen base number 11. Saw a little meeting between Barnes and Hill, and now Hernandez and Hill.
Just all about signs. What signs you're going to use with a runner at second? First sign after 2, second sign, first sign, pump system. And there's many ways to have signs.
Slowly hit to third. Turner will make the play, and that'll end the inning. After 2, it's 0-0. Steelers last night against the Dodgers. Giants turned 2 double plays. Chase Utley hit a line drive to Belt. He stepped on the bag, and then in the 4th inning, hit and run, and Bruce Tilley hit it right up the middle to Brandon Crawford and turned the 6-3 double play.
You know, those are breaks right there, and those are the kind of breaks that they were not getting when they were mired in their losing streak.
Last night, catch a couple breaks, wind up winners.
That's a fact.
You're going to win, you have to have breaks.
Strike to Van Slyke, off to a slow start. Does have a couple of home runs. He'll swing for him. Pitcher Rich Hill is on deck. Fouled out of play, 1-2. Randy Hahn is here. Randy, watching the hockey playoffs.
Voice of the Sharks. Always keeping a pulse on his passion.
On the ground towards the hole. Nunez cuts it off. Little exercise action out across the way.
See exercise groups all over the city, in little parks, little nooks and crannies. They'll be doing Tai Chi in the morning or yoga. It's a great place to go out there. That statue of Willie McCovey.
0-1 to Hill. By the way, Randy Hahn, fabulous announcer.
Yeah, he's fun to listen to.
0-2.
He takes you to the arena, the rink.
Fabulous. Hill tries to slash it, and he does, but it's foul.
Choke up and protect.
Denard Span in his shoes will put it away. 2 outs. Always enjoyed the years that it was Randy and Drew.
Yeah, they were fun. Now, he looks good in orange and black, I got to tell you.
Yes, he does.
Andy, one of the more dapper dressers in the Bay Area. Of course, you don't normally see him with orange and black on. Now, teal and black, you may have a lot of that on.
Partner now, Jamie Baker. They do a great job. Here's Chris Taylor. Taylor, who walked in the first, takes a strike. He's hot right now, hitting right at 324 and coming off of a 3-hit night last night. 1 ball and 1 strike.
2 rookies that have come up and really given this Dodger team a good jolt of energy. Chris Taylor in the batter's box, and
good pitch, but it missed.
and he is really, just found the comfort zone quickly. And the other one, Cody Bellinger, and he's kind of given them a shot in the arm with the long ball.
2-2. Who, by the way, is not in the lineup tonight.
Giants about the only team he hasn't been able to do much against.
Block got that up and in, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Got a man making a play.
Got him. And that'll end the inning. For the Giants, Ty Block's going to lead things off. is going to hit first for the Giants here in the bottom of the third inning. Giants have the only hit in the game, and that was a single by Nunez. Block, 1 for 6.
Pretty good hitter if you throw him fastballs. We haven't been convinced yet he's a curveball guy.
That's a pretty decent swing.
It's a good swing.
There's that sweeper that, I mean, in a lot of ways, it's big enough where it never hits the corner. It just sweeps right around, and it ends up like right behind the strike zone.
Hill thought he should have had it. I'm still not convinced on the curveball with Ty Blach.
Rolls it foul, so in a lot of ways that's a win.
That's semi-contact right there.
Made contact. Come on. Well, with 41 pitches, 3 strikeouts, no walks, and he got him.
A work in progress. All right, time now for our Togo's big play the Togo's way. And last night against these Dodgers, Matt Cain got himself a win with 6 2/3 strong innings. 5 hits allowed, gave up a run, struck out 5 on 112 pitches. 60th career win here at AT&T Park, and he passed Tim Lincecum for most all time. And that's our Togo's big play. Let's go with Matt Cain.
Rich Hill to face Span. Span got dinged on the helmet with a breaking ball. He takes in tight, 1 ball and no strikes. Arroyo to follow. Oh, I missed it. Is that the crab sandwich?
I think it is. I want to get that. I want to get that. I want to get that. It is one of the great delicacies of AT&T Park.
Strike to Span. 2-1.
We have to get one of those tomorrow. It's been a while.
Yeah, I think we are.
Now George.
2 balls and 1 strike. Span trying to reach for Christian Arroyo. 3-1.
You know, the crab sandwich is one of those meals you get here that you do not share. It's that good.
I'm saying if it's a chip, I might share. Fries, I might share. Other than that, forget it. I ain't sharing.
Popcorn?
Yeah, and maybe. Breaks his bat, flips it into right. That's going to be a base hit. Second hit for the Giants. Here's Arroyo. I mean, that would be bad not to share popcorn. Not share popcorn. Reluctantly.
Yeah. I mean, you've got so much of it, but when you have a crab sandwich, you don't have that many bites.
You should be allowed to choose the size of the bite.
Yeah, it's true. Thimble. Now, M&M peanuts on popcorn.
Sorry. That'd be like putting jelly beans in there. Not going to happen.
I don't know. My wife, she might go for that.
Never was a jelly bean guy.
No, not jelly beans, but M&M chocolate peanuts. Yeah.
All right. We're good. Yeah. Span leaning. I've been known to get after that $14 bag of M&M peanuts in the hotel rooms.
Yeah, well, that's a bargain in some of the hotels. The $15 jar of the third. What is it? The average size is about a foot. Well, this is like a 4-inch can of Pringles. That's the one that.
Yeah, the one that's got 20 Pringles in.
Yeah.
Arroyo fouls it back. 1 ball and 1 strike.
At the end of the season, I add all those things up. It says Pringle habit. $600.
We have kept that company in business just by traveling over the last 40 years. Arroyo got caught looking in the first, so he's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And it's now 1 and 2, and that's what you're going to get, different arm angles on different pitches. What's the arm angle on this?
Drop down. I mean, just a sidearm delivery and just absolutely painting the outside corner.
Span reached second in the first inning on a balk. One and 2. Span thought about going. Got him.
Big frisbee breaking ball taking out that outside corner. And that is a pitcher's strike.
I don't think you can hit that.
I don't think you can.
I mean, if you do, you have to literally hit it out of the catcher's mitt, because if it's a strike, it's right there. It's not a strike going by the plate.
It wrapped around the plate. When Rich Hill broke into professional baseball, Arroyo was 7 years old.
Here's Belt. Belt takes wide, 1 ball and no strikes. Big overshift. Kike Hernandez, the only defender on the left side. And now they got Span picked off, and Van Slyke with a double clutch, and they still got him. 4th inning coming up. It's 0-0.
To the top of the 4th inning, and we welcome in a very special guest, born in Oakland, Roy Sommer, and you're the head coach for the San Jose Barracuda, the top affiliate for the San Jose Sharks. And welcome to the Giants game. We'll still have you here even though you're from Oakland.
Well, thank you. Actually, you know what? I've turned from an A's fan, I hate to say it, to a Giants fan, and watching Giants win 6 in a row tonight.
Yeah, well, hopefully it'll be 5. That's what we're hoping for, 5 in a row. It's okay because you coach hockey, so I'll help you out, and you're going to help me out because we're talking hockey. And Roy, what's so interesting about you? You're 2016-17 Coach of the Year, and you've been doing this a long time, and you have coached more than 130 young men to the NHL. What's your secret?
Good players. No, it's it's just been it's my 19th year in the American Hockey League, and I've just been real fortunate. When you have that many guys go up, it has to do with your organization, and as well as I do, is in baseball, it's your scouting and the guys that are in the road, and they've just given us good products to work with.
So the Barracuda, San Jose Barracuda, 8 wins away from the Calder Cup championship. And, Bruce Bochy, our skipper, talking about 3 world championships. He always has something unique about each championship team. What's unique about this group of guys that you're with right now?
Well, you know what? It's a special group. Like I said, I've been doing this a long time, and they have fun together. They're real talented. We started the year, I think we had 14 rookies, so I didn't know what was going to happen. But everything kind of came together, and we just a lot of guys had really good years, and they just kind of rolling along. We went on a 14-game winning streak, and we've been kind of rolling through the playoffs right now, and now we're in the Western Conference Finals. First time that I've been there, so it's been a lot of fun, and the guys are having a ball with it.
I think Bruce Bochy would take a 14-game winning streak for sure. Roy Sommer, best of luck to you and your team, the San Jose Barracuda. Thanks for joining us tonight. Dwayne and Mike, up to you.
All right, thanks. Absolutely. Good luck. So here's Turner with 1 out.
Ooh, changeup just missed. You can see the movement on that changeup, though, from Ty Blach. It's got a little tail that sort of sinks away from a right-handed hitter. Very effective on that outside corner.
Three balls and no strikes. I thought the first pitch was called a strike. Kike Hernandez on deck. 3-1. 2 walks. The only base runners for the Dodgers. Both those walks happened in the first inning. And a full count. Hit on the ground and a base hit. It's a little too much part of the middle of the plate, and Turner's aboard for Kike Hernandez.
Kike Hernandez likes the first pitch, and he will always sit on a fastball first pitch.
Had a towering pop-up in the first inning, caught by Crawford. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
Here's a USF fan. It is USF night tonight, so go Dons.
Hits a left. And over the head of Ruggiano. Ruggiano's going to pick it up. Crawford with a nice play. And that'll put runners at second and third.
Take a look at the pitches to Hernandez. Middle away, it's where he likes the ball. I mean, he's very effective to get extended, and this is just a top spin liner Ruggiano never had a chance at. So the good news is that Turner could not score from first base.
So here's Barnes. Barnes was thrown out on a nice play by Nunez in the second. And he takes low and away. Giants will play Nunez a step or two behind the bag at third, and Belt off the line, and the same. Back are Arroyo and Crawford. It's 2-0.
Here's where you need to get lucky.
The 2-0. Good pitch, 2 balls and 1 strike. At third is Turner. Kike Hernandez at first.
Barnes trying to get something in the strike zone up that he can get in the outfield deep enough to score Turner. It's got to be medium depth at least.
Hit on the ground. Arroyo's coming home, and they got him! What a tag by Buster Posey. As Turner tried to slide around him, and they get the out at home.
It looked like there was just a little bit of hesitation at first from Turner. It looked like he went immediately on contact. Once he saw the ball going, and he takes a break. But even at that, the throw had to be perfect. And look at the swipe tag from Posey. And he hangs on. And what a great play.
That is a great play.
Turner coming in and sliding into the bat. Watch Turner. Doesn't go at first. There's a little hesitation there. But boy, Arroyo's come up with his second great play tonight.
Very strong and accurate arm. We get a fly ball to right in the second.
Turner goes on first contact. He makes it easy.
Yep. And now the throw to first, and just getting back was Barnes. Just was caught up. Had the pitch been a little bit different, Posey would have had a real good shot.
Had a double clutch. He comes up out of the gun, but I don't know if Brandon Belt was in position to take the throw, which is why Buster double pumped.
I think you're right.
That's one Ty Block wanted. "20 RBIs on the year for Puig. He's been very good in that regard. This one just perhaps a bit inside, not low."
Hit on the ground to Crawford, and that's going to end the inning. Dodgers waste an opportunity. Fine defense by the Giants.
Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
Well, spend your Memorial Day holiday at AT&T Park as the Giants take on the Nationals Monday, May 29th. It's a Monday 105 start, and the first 20,000 fans, they're going to receive a Memorial Day cooler presented by PG&E. sfgiants.com. I know you want one of those.
I do want one of those. I think they're very cool.
A cooler.
It's a cooler.
Here's Belt. Belt was at the plate when Span was picked off. Here it's 1 ball and no strikes. Again, overshift design. Kike Hernandez shallow, playing in between the third and shortstop position, and there's a breaking ball and a swing and a miss.
Try to think back in previous generations, since the left-handed pitchers had similar type curveballs of Rich Hill. And think of Frank Tanana or Tommy John, Bill Lee.
Bill Lee's a good call. Mike Cuellar. Every once in a while, Mickey Lolich would flop one in there. Pablo Torrealba.
Now there's a name from the past.
Couldn't hit him. Bell hits a high fly ball to right. Puig is back, looking up. It is out of here. And you can run slowly, Brandon Belt. It's 1-0. It kept going, and I think the wind helped it. He got a breaking ball?
He hit a breaking ball. I mean, watch this front side plant and wait and unload from the backside right through. 72-mile-an-hour balloon right over the middle of the plate. And just like you like him, partner, high, majestic, and out of here.
Yeah, they're going to take a look at it, saying the fan leaned over.
Well, this replay review is presented by Xfinity. I don't think so. But nevertheless, that guy's going to make a play. Bring your glove. You wouldn't be having this delay right now. That is not coming back.
No, that's gone.
At least from that angle.
That's gone.
Mike Winters, the crew chief, on your left.
That's gone.
Marty Foster on your right.
But they're not pointing at second base. There it is again.
Yeah, it's gone. It's a home run, in our humble opinion. It's becoming more humble as this prolongs.
Well, the other thing too, look, this is messing with Rich Hill. I mean, he's the guy that's got to stand out there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the fans are not happy with it. And down below us, they're voicing their disapproval. It's supposed to be 2 minutes from the time they put the headset on. I'm not sure what the exact time is, but it's getting close. Thank you. Please drive home safely.
You know what, though? I think it was worth an effort.
To look? Yeah, I have no problem with that at all.
Yeah, you know, they're right. Home runs, maybe an umpire's challenge. So here's Buster Posey. I was not ready to break out the eraser, I have to tell you.
Oh, it'd have been eraser full on whiteout. I had it colored in and everything. But the point you make about leaving a pitcher out there for a couple of minutes, it's not right. Especially on a cool night like tonight.
It was not a warm Tuesday night. 3-0 to Buster Posey.
Let's go, yay Giants.
Good job. I'm giving you an A. You know what? You don't have to go to school tomorrow. Posey pops it up. This could be playable. Van Slyke, Taylor. Van Slyke didn't see it, and it's a fair ball. You know what? That blew back into fair territory.
That's the side of the field where it will absolutely do that.
And the reason I say that is Buster gave up on it.
Well, I'll bet this ball went out almost as far as where the home plate is on the bullpen.
Yeah, look where Van Slyke is.
Well, Van Slyke lost it in the gloaming. And as this ball comes down, it comes back into fair territory. And Giants catch a break. It's just that time of night where it gets up in the dusk and you can lose it. Van Slyke never had a chance.
Well, he saw it too late. So here's Crawford. Crawford struck out looking in the second. And he shoots it into left center field. And that's going to fall. So 3 hits in a row. And that'll bring up Ruggiano.
Yeah, after the last at bat that Crawford had, where he struck out on a couple of breaking balls, he was going to go up there and look for it.
I don't blame him.
He got a little bit of elevation off the first pitch breaking ball, and he took advantage of it.
Oh, you're right. So here's Ruggiano. Ruggiano struck out, saw some breaking balls. Swing, gonna miss. Ruggiano just not picking up Rich Hill.
And he's going to see a steady diet of breaking balls, I would imagine.
Oh, 2.
I mean, it's one of those pitches that you know it's coming and you can't do anything about it. The arc is that big. Some guys just are helpless against it.
And he just got a piece. Just got a piece.
The other thing too about Rich Hill, which I think sets him apart from a lot of breaking ball guys, is that he could just keep pumping them. An endless supply of breaking balls.
Swing 1 and 2.
I mean, a lot of guys, the more breaking balls they throw, the more diluted they get. It's almost like you have to throw a fastball every once in a while just to cleanse the elbow. Then you can come back to it. But not with Hill. He can just keep one after another in you with that curveball.
Posey at second, Crawford at first. Bell open up the inning with a home run. Nunez and then Mac Williamson. Runners go. Swing a dribbler, foul.
I believe they had a chance for a double steal there.
They did. Warriors Playoff Central with live Warriors coverage is airing now on NBC Sports Bay Area Plus which can be found on the channels listed on your screen. If you can't find NBC Sports Bay Area Plus, log on to NBCSportsBayArea.com or call your TV provider. So 1-2 to Ruggiano. And when you know it, Ruggiano gets a fastball.
Well, he's got no beef there. That's a good pitch. But when you've seen a lot of curveballs, it leaves you susceptible to a little zip fastball. I mean, that's right down the middle. Strikeout number 6, and that's a big one for Hill in that situation. A non-productive out.
Nunez singled in the second. Got a breaking ball, and he just drove it right up the middle. So Posey at second, Crawford at first. Double play ball. And that'll end the inning. So Belt's home run gives the Giants the lead. It's his 8th of the season, and he's swinging it right now. And at the end of 4, it's 1-0 Giants. Peterson, Van Slyke, and Rich Hill. The Belt home run, the difference. And a breaking ball for a strike. All right, there's a Rich Hill breaking ball.
Ty Block saying, hey, I got one of those curveballs too.
That's right. Comes back and misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. Always a good swing from Jock Peterson. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And he's always thinking one thing. He's trying to hit one into the McCovey Cove.
Absolutely.
In fact, I think he's trying to hit one across McCovey Cove.
The teaser off the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 64 pitches. For Ty Block. Foul back.
Got a man making a play.
There you go. A little bit. Chopped to Nunez at third. He'll have to hurry. And they got him.
All right, time now for our cold hard facts. Are brought to you by Clean, Crisp Coors Light. 2,000 plus innings on one team, all-time leaders, where the Braves have 12, the Cubs have 12, the Giants, Dodgers, and Tigers all have 11. And last night, it was Matt Cain that joined the club and made the Giants part of that combination trio of the Giants, Dodgers, Tigers with 11 2,000 plus inning guys.
Here's Van Slyke. And he takes a pitch high and wide.
They were being told that the Giants do have 12 now, so they were 11. Now with Matt Cain, they're tied with everybody.
But foul.
Yeah, they're celebrating above the Oracle Arena as, well, should we say what the Warriors did tonight? Should we have a spoiler alert?
Well, the last time I watched, they don't shoot off the fireworks when the other team wins.
I think that's good. That's a good scout report.
Unless we have Spurs fans in the parking lot, you never know.
Could happen. It could happen.
Good pitch, 2-2.
Good changeup.
Foul back.
Waited pretty well on that breaking ball.
Two balls, two strikes. Got him.
Just stayed with soft stuff, just lowered it below the zone. And as soon as Van Slyke swung at that, he turned around to Chad Whitson, the plate umpire, to ask him if that was a strike. It was not. Second strikeout for Block. See ya.
Here's Rich Hill. Hill, soft line drive, side retired. Giants are coming up. It's going to be Mac Williamson to hit first.
Shut. Play MLB action packed with all your favorite MLB teams, players, ballparks, and much more. Get RBI Baseball today for PlayStation 4 and mobile devices. Want to learn more? Go to rbigame.com.
All right, I guess this family is chowing down. It is dinner time at 8:35 here at AT&T Park. And whatever it is, I want some.
Well, I did see some garlic fries in.
All right. Here's Mac Williamson, who rolled out the third.
If you woke me up at 3 in the morning and say, hey, I got some garlic fries, I am on board.
Outside, 1 ball and no strikes. See, that's my idea of how to do it. You get chopsticks in one hand and a fork in the other.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
There you go. Well, one thing, that row got very quiet once the food got served. No.
I know, I want that. 1 ball and 1 strike. Off the end of the bat, and it's going to fall in for a hit. So Matt Williamson with a leadoff single.
Yeah, it sets up an opportunity here for Ty Block to bunt. Let's take a look at the big breaking ball. Just off the end of the bat. So the Giants, for the 3rd time tonight, have been able to get the leadoff hitter on base.
Ty Block struck out in the 3rd. So we'll see if Ty Block can move Williamson into second. For a big guy, Williamson runs pretty good, and that pitch is high, 1-0. Still, if you get Turner crashing, and he's got a good arm, you're going to have to lay down a decent bunt. And the bunt, and it's foul. So we'll reset and do it again. And you see that number 50. What do we have for teammates with 50? Scott Garrelts?
Scott Garrelts?
I think he was, right?
I think another guy, Sid Fernandez, was a 50. He was from Hawaii, the 50th state, so he wanted 50.
1 ball and 1 strike.
I'm out of 50s.
It is. There's the good bunt. So here's Span. Span has been on base twice. With Christian Arroyo to follow. Giants with a 1-0 lead on the Belt home run. So Hill gets the sign from Barnes. And a little pop up into shallow right field for Puig. So Span is retired. And here's Arroyo. So here's Arroyo, 2 strikeouts, both looking. Come on, give me some 50s in the Giants lore.
William Van Landingham.
Yeah, which you dubbed him what?
William Van Launching Pad. Only on bad days.
Foul is there's the fastball that Arroyo saw, and it's now 0-2.
Eliezer Alfonso.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Connor Gillespie.
For a while.
Matt Duffy wore 50 for a while.
Started out wearing 50. But not a lot of 50s,
no.
Basically.
A lot of guys got 50 and they got rid of 50.
So Ty Block is trying to put a stamp on it. Foul back. It stays at 0-2.
We'll know next year if he
That's
wants
true.
to hang with it.
All right, there's a group that's having some fun.
Oh, yeah. That's a good looking bunch right there. Oh, yeah. Got the red Solo cups going. Good things happen when you break out the red Solo cups.
This is hook foul down the left field line. All right.
Yep. Thank you. Yep. Thank you. Yep. And yeah. Now give it up.
The woman to his right's not happy. She got a shin burger.
Well, she has every right to be unhappy. He should have given her the ball. Come on, you can redeem yourself. There you go.
1-2 to Arroyo.
Hey, you watch Rich Hill. He's just a funky at bat.
Williamson at second. Foul back.
Best arm of the Dodgers outfield is right field with Puig. Remember, Mac Williamson runs pretty well, and he will get a 2-out jump.
Tapped to third where Turner has it. And that'll end the inning. Top of the order coming up with Chris Taylor. It remains 1-0. Face Taylor, Gutierrez, and Justin Turner here to open up the sixth. Taylor has walked and struck out. And the pitch. And there's a pitch down low, 1 ball and no strikes. No swing, 2-0. Cubs did something tonight the Giants couldn't do, and that's beat Bronson Arroyo. Final in that one.
9-5 Chicago.
Fly ball center field. Span back. Still back. At the wall. Gone. And this game is tied. So both teams with solo home runs, and it's 1-1.
Fourth home run for Chris Taylor. We talk about this ballpark. If you get carry, it's always the center field. And this is right on the top of the strike zone. He nails it. Bottom half of the ball, backspins it right out the center. And then it's just a matter, will it have enough carry to get over the wall? And it does.
So here's Gutierrez, who hit a fly ball to center field.
Span, I think Span thought he had a chance to get that thing to the very end. And in the end, it wasn't very close.
2-0. So now Block has got to come in. He does, and it's a called strike. Turner on deck, and then Kike Hernandez. It's now 1-1. Two and two. Body language telling me that Gutierrez was thinking that was not a strike.
Yeah, he didn't look enthusiastic about that call.
And a base hit to left. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
All right, gentlemen, Eduardo Nunez playing third base tonight, but he has been playing left field and doing a very good job of it, especially on this homestand. I spent some time with Sean Dunston, who was an infielder, also turned outfielder. He said the key to transitioning positions, first and foremost, you gotta want it. Then you got to work really hard at it. He said they expect him to make the routine play and hit the cutoff man, and he has gone above and beyond. He went on to say that Eduardo is such a great athlete, guys, that if he becomes a super utility player, he's going to add years to his career. Dwayne?
That's a fact. Those are so valuable, especially to really good teams.
Yeah, and every manager and every coach appreciates that athleticism.
Turner takes low.
Plus, you have to have a mindset that you're not afraid to take on the task of learning another position. Because these guys, in a lot of parts, like Nunez, he's being asked to learn that position at the big league level.
High strike to Turner. Turner singled in the fourth. He drew a walk in the first. Fouls this one back, 1-2. .84 pitches now for Ty Block as Cantos is getting loose.
Cantos has a pretty good rhythm down there in the Giants bullpen. Getting ready.
Down the right field line, that'll be foul. So Turner will get back into the box. Gutierrez will go back to first.
It's always something you're told by the bullpen coach when you get called in to go down to the bullpen. I'll tell you how quickly they want you to get ready. It's a red alert, or it's just go down and play catch. Or
got him.
That's a big strikeout for Ty Block. Well, enjoy Sunday brunch at the ballpark Sunday, May 28th. Your package will include a pregame brunch at Triples Alley, hosted by C's Candies, and the opportunity to watch BP from the field. A box of C's Candies peanut brittle and a lower box ticket to see the Giants take on the Braves. Go to sfgiants.com/brunch and check it out.
Kike Hernandez doubled in the 4th inning. And they will check on Gutierrez, who does not have a steal this year. This is popped right above us and out of play.
Got a man making a play, and he does the right thing.
Yeah, that ball stayed up there. A lot of times those balls will come back down.
And there's the reward. Nicely done.
1-2, or make it 0-2 on the breaking ball.
Good curveball. Tries to balloon him with another deuce again. That's one you don't want to miss high with. If you got 0-2 advantage, you want to throw that curveball below the strike zone. Think I want to bounce it on home plate or in that little patch of dirt between home plate and the catcher. You don't want that missing up high.
Out of play.
I mean, he's making that pitch like a 2-1 count, not a 1-2 count. But you saw the lean from Kike Hernandez as he was kind of cheating on that outside corner. When the hitter does that, that's something that Buster Posey will see. And that usually sets up a hard cut fastball off on the inside corner. Staying away.
And a base hit, and that leaked out. So Hernandez with his second hit. And here's Barnes, and here's Dave Righetti.
So with that swing of the bat, all of a sudden George Cantos got a little more serious.
He's got to be ready to go by now.
Well, he's thinking about Yasiel Puig, the on deck hitter.
Barnes is bounced out. Nunez made a nice play at third. And then Barnes rolled out to Arroyo at second, and Arroyo threw home and threw out Turner, sliding into home. Blocked by Buster Posey, 1-0. So 1-0. Block trying to get his team off the field here in the 6th. Foul back, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, you don't want to make a habit of challenging in counts where a hitter has leverage on you out over the plate at the belt. Block looking for a pitch to get a ground ball, and he can do that with his breaking ball and his cutter. You're on the left side of the infield right now playing shorter third base. Be on your toes. Mac
Williamson, and he's going to make the catch. He'll throw into second. Tagging and going to third is Gutierrez.
You think about that pop-up that Buster Posey had a hit on when that ball came back into fair ground after it looked like it was going to be way foul. Well, you can say the same thing about this fly ball. And Mac Williams gets over it right here. It's like he almost overruns it as this ball comes back. So a big out. It's just not an easy field with all the wind that is going on here at AT&T.
So here's Puig. Puig rolled out to Crawford to end the fourth.
He is way off the plate. Buster Posey taking note.
Mac Williamson moving over towards the line, and that's going to end the inning. Ty Blach, after allowing the home run, gets the Giants off the field. Here's our McDonald's true stories. It happened on May 16th, 1980. Mike Krupko taking on the Padres. And Dave Winfield did not appreciate this. So here he comes. And is that Barry Foote?
Barry Foote, slowest guy in the league, caught him from behind. I appreciated that. Nice going, Barry. And they left Winfield in the game, and I got kicked out.
And because of that, the Cubs lost 3-0. He only gave up 3 earned runs in 7 innings. Quality start. That'll be.
Well,
quality start. When it's time for a change thing speedy. Oil change and auto service. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
They didn't even have that stat back.
Quality start.
Luis Avila, the new pitcher now for the Dodgers. 19th time that he's coming. You're going to see a lot of changeups. Fastball that's low 90s. And a lot of changeups. Occasional curveball. But a lot of changeups.
Belt homered in the 4th. Overshift is on. More activity. Headed down to the Dodger bullpen. It's a 1-1 game.
Pedro Baez heading down the Dodger pen.
0-2. This is the home run that a fan touched right out in that corner in Triple's alley. Gone.
Well, they had to review it, and in the end, he got the home run.
That was the gentleman right there in the blue sweater or sweatshirt. One and 2.
changeup. Dodgers bullpen 2.99. That's the ERA, their collective ERA, which ranks them second in the National League.
Belt upset that he hit that off his foot because it hurts.
Well, if you're a baseball, it's kind of hard to miss. Well, that's a Schinberger.
Above the guard.
Yeah, the guard absolutely worthless.
Might as well take that guard and just throw it in the ocean.
Well, tomorrow he'll have a bigger guard on.
Yeah, they'll have Buster's shin guards on.
You might think about it. That's what you need.
2-2. Your heart is not swinging into that pitch after that.
Well, no, I mean, you think you got to go right back down and in, don't you? Another changeup from Avilan.
Hit on the ground sharply, and from his knees, Belt's going to beat it out. Taylor did everything right, except he was not able to get it out of his glove. Belt will have a base hit.
Well, he's still agonizing over that Schinberger that he had, but nevertheless, it'll feel a little bit better with his base hit. It's kind of a weird feeling as a base runner. He's running up thinking, I may get hit, and guess what?
He almost did. Look at it. 4-4 down the line.
Well, pretty good speed for a big man with a Schinberger, no doubt. He is miserable right now.
Yeah, been there. Buster Posey singled in the fourth. He's 1 for 2. And he takes wide, 1-0 with Crawford on deck. This is the guy Avilan needs to get out.
Yeah, last pitch, a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. It's our fast pitch brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go.
Posey out of play.
You know, you see a guy like Avilan who throws 95. I mean, you just saw it. He throws more changeups than fastballs. This is what Posey has done the last 17 games against the Dodgers. 25 for 63.
Out of play again.
He pitches 3 fastballs, all on the outside part of the plate.
One and 2. Belt with his lead. Posey fights another one off. That one, however, was a changeup.
That's a pretty good fight him off right there. That's quality pitch.
Yeah.
4 pitches, all on the outside corner. 3 fastballs, and you just saw the changeup. Meanwhile, back at first base, Brandon Belt looking for sympathy from Scott Van Slyke.
How's that working out?
I don't think he's getting any.
1 and 2. And it's going to go to the backstop. So a wild pitch puts Belt down at second.
You know, one thing that Nick Cunley was talking about, Trevor Brown, Buster Posey, all concurred. The hardest pitch to block is a changeup. And the reason for it is it stays down on you, and it's almost like trying to hit it. It just doesn't get there when you expect it to be there. Change up, and it goes right underneath the glove of Austin Barnes.
I think Barnes feels like he should have blocked that.
Yeah, of course.
So now it's 2-2 with Belt at second base. On the ground, and it'll be Van Slyke moving Belt to third. So nice at that. Now the lawn was definitely staying away from Buster Posey.
You can see how he worked him the whole at bat. Harshed up, then a fourth, fifth pitch with off-speed stuff. And Posey with the inside-out approach going to that side of the field, thinking maybe I can shoot one through at the very least. I'll get him over.
Here's Crawford. Crawford singled in the fourth. Dodgers now have to pull the infield in. Crawford with a base hit, and the Giants take the lead. On one pitch, Crawford picks up RBI number 12 on the year.
And the second hit tonight. Both of his hits have come on a first pitch. And a first pitch curveball off Rich Hill. Here he gets a fastball from Avilan. And the Giants retake the lead. So they take advantage of the wild pitch. They take advantage of the productive out of Posey. And here Crawford cashes in.
So Dave Roberts coming out. We got a double switch. It's 2-1. And we'll tell you about the changes when we come back. The news that Dwight Clark has ALS brought back some painful memories. 49ers insider Matt Mayaca looks at one of the great mysteries. 3 men on the same 49ers roster in the 60s who died from this rare disease. Log on to NBCSportsBayArea.com to hear Matt's very special podcast. I bet that's heartbreaking as well. So here's Baez.
Take a look at the numbers from Pedro Baez. So he comes in for the 15th time, having a good solid season. 14 strikeouts in 14 2/3. He can get a wild hair up his nose. 10 walks in 14 2/3. But he is high velocity. You're talking mid to high 90s with the fastball. You're going to see a lot of them. He also has a changeup and a slider that he'll show you. But he likes the fastball.
Giano's glad that Hill is out. Happy to face Baez as he swings and misses 0-1.
You know, that point you make right there is such the big leagues, because A big league hitter would rather face a 98-mile-an-hour fastball than a guy with a good curveball or changeup.
That's right. You saw Bellinger now and right. It is a fact. You have an idea what's coming. And tight. Nunez to follow. Baez is also in the top 3 pitchers who takes the amount of time in between pitches. He is not ready to go very quickly. And the Dodgers are aware of it, and they've asked him to speed it up, although it hasn't worked right here.
For Ruggiano facing Rich Hill, you can see all the pitches that Hill showed, and boy, did he establish the breaking ball. And when he did that, he zips him with a fastball. Bing! And Ruggiano couldn't believe it. But it was right down the middle.
Here's the 1-1 from Baez to Ruggiano. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Slider, good hard slider.
Giants have taken the lead here in the 6th on the Brandon Crawford RBI single. Dodgers were looking for a shutdown inning and didn't get it.
Yep, best seat in the house.
Good spot. 2-1. And a base hit. So Ruggiano and a 94-mile-an-hour fastball looked really good to him.
That's some big leagues. Yeah, it's amazing. You know, and really, it's not like he hung it either. Just some buzz on it, right in the base of the strike zone, right back up the middle. He puts it right on the sweet spot of the barrel. Pow.
So Nunez steps up. He's 1 for 2. Dodgers really slowing things down. Barnes going through some signs. Williamson on deck. Now the Giants bullpen is starting to move around a little bit.
Well, I think this length, I mean, it may have something to do with the fact that they're going to get their bullpen going.
Foul back. He is very aggressive.
When you're a pitcher like Ty Block, who went opposite a very quick rhythm tonight with Rich Hill, they're kind of feeding off each other with the rhythm. Now all of a sudden you sit down for a long time and you get a slow worker out there like Baez, you can stiffen up late in the ball game.
Foul back, nothing in 2. Very deep in center field is Jack Peterson.
It's almost like he's playing doubles defense here. And you can't say doubles defense because you can see how Bellinger in right field is playing. That's normal positioning.
And really an odd place to play in this park. Usually those right fielders guard triples alley. Not the case here. And Peterson, actually playing him perfectly, will make the catch. And now it'll be up to Mac Williamson as Crawford moves to third.
Now, and if you're Mac Williamson, I mean, you can screw yourself into the back part of that batter's box And ratchet it up for a fastball.
Let her rip. A base hit for Mac Williamson in the 5th. See Joe Panik has come out on deck. Bullpen is empty for the Dodgers. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
Well, that not only was 97, but it was absolutely perfect location, knee high in the outside corner.
Yeah, don't swing at that.
No. You're looking for a belt high gift on that first pitch.
Same spot.
Paints him again. So a couple of tip your hat fastballs, and Williamson very quickly into an 0-2 count. But I don't know any hitter that goes up there and looks for knee high on the black away.
So Mac Williamson now has to be in the swing mode. And he was. And on the move was Ruggiano.
What's the easiest place to defend? Between the belt and the letters on your chest, and that's kind of where that was. But still, this is definitely. They started them out low. They established low and early in the count, and then they tried to zip them up top. I mean, it wasn't a hanger.
So we'll do it again. We'll see if Ruggiano goes again. He does. And it's high. And he'll be credited with a stolen base. First of the year for Ruggiano. And Mac Williamson now has 2 runners in scoring position. And the 1-2. No swing, 2-2.
That was every bit of strength that he has in his body to try and not swing. Somehow he holds up. Woo.
Hang on, big fella.
And that was the Dodgers' whole idea on the pitch, is they wanted to go right across the shoulders. So every pitch in this sequence has been a fastball.
Nope, 3-2.
And again, somehow manages to hold back.
Time for another conference.
Now, I can't believe that Baez wants to face Panik. And Mac Williamson, as strong as he is, has taken all of his strength to not swing.
Three and 2. And he got him to end the inning. Giants take the lead. We'll head to the 7th. It's 2-1.
6 full innings of play. It is the Dodgers with 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. Giants 2 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Ty Block has simply done better than Rich Hill. It has been a solo shot for Brandon Belt, his 8th in the last 6 games. And the Giants have gotten Block another run, and we are going into the 7th, 2-1 Giants. And that's our Toyota game summary.
Very nicely done. Here's Peterson. Peterson has bounced out twice. On deck, Van Slyke. 2-0. This is the 7th inning.
And this is a big pitch, given the score and the type of hitter that's in the batter's box. Peterson with lots of power, and he's going to wheel and fire on this 2-0 pitch.
And a strike.
Or he's going to fake like he's going to bunt and take a breaking ball.
A breaking ball. He stole that right out of Rich Hill's playbook.
Yeah. I thought with a 2-0 count, a 1-run ball game, Peterson was going to try and tie it up.
2-2. Hit on the ground and diving and throwing, and the kid got him.
Well, he looks like he's all-star caliber with the glove tonight. And the plays that he has made, turning the pivot, making a throw to nail a runner at home, and now he goes on his belly, and he has to get rid of it quickly as Peterson runs well. And what a great play.
If you just didn't know, you thought that that was Joe Panic.
You're right.
So here's Van Slyke.
You talk about giving a pitcher a shot in the arm deep in a ball game. That'll do it. Does it hurt a little more diving on a cold night than it does a warm day?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But if you make the play, you know what? You're pretty good. Here's a 1-1 to Van Slyke. With Van Slyke, you're at the point now where you just want to keep this guy in the park. Great play by Christian Arroyo. The heavy misters are out.
Yeah, we see some heavy mist at times throughout the day. Batting practice. Once again, we see it tonight. Hey, Southern California. It's been a wet winter.
Putting on my Korean Heritage gloves on.
These are a good ad.
Got him.
Strikeout number 4, and he gets him with a cut fastball in the inside corner.
Here's Bellinger.
Make that a cut fastball in the middle of the plate.
What do you think the temperature is?
52.
52.
48.
What do you think my dad would say if he knew that I had a glove on and it's 55 degrees?
Your dad, who spent his whole life in Wisconsin, he'd be disgusted.
I thought, man, did I not raise that kid right? Bellinger takes wide, 1 ball and 1 strike. Now, you know what I'd tell him? Look, I'm sitting next to a guy from Pasadena, okay?
He shivers at 64 degrees.
2 balls and 1 strike. Bellinger, if you don't know, he's a rook. He's off to a great start, and every time he swings, he tries to hit one out of the park.
Well, he's got 7 home runs.
And this is a rocket. And that is going to end the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. It's 2-1 Giants.
Insurance brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. By Jack in the Box. Come try the new guacamole and bacon chicken sandwich. Only at Jack in the Box. By Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica. And by AAA. Get a free Giants welcome mat. Restrictions apply. Go to AAA.com/Giants or to a AAA branch for details.
It's a 2-1 lead for the Giants. Giants hitting here in the 7th. And a change for the Dodgers. It's Josh Fields who's the new pitcher. When it's time for a change, think Speedy. Oil change and auto service. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Josh Fields having a great season. 13 base runners allowed, 14 or third with 19 strikeouts against 3 walks. You see, how does he do it? Well, a fastball that's going to be mid to high 90s and a good curveball.
And the pinch hitter, Kelby Tomlinson, pops it up. And that's out number 1. So Ty Block's night is over. He does a very good job.
And once again, I mean, he's had 5 starts now, and 4 of them have been spectacular. And, you know, you can gain a reputation in this organization when you do consistently well against your rival. And he is getting that reputation against the Dodgers. 7 strong tonight, 7 base runners allowed, 1 earned run, a solo shot home run off the bat of Chris Taylor.
Here's Span. Span takes a called strike. Pretty good pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, he's got good stuff. The other thing too about Fields is that he's got a good command of the fastball curveball combination.
Arroyo to follow. Span's got a flare into center field, caught by Hernandez. Let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen, a major milestone for Matt Cain last night as he surpassed 2,000 innings pitched in a San Francisco Giants uniform. Jeff Samardzija talked to me about it today. He really liked it. He said it's incredible and crazy because 2,000 innings pitched alone is amazing, but to do it with the same team, extremely rare. He went on to say it says a lot about Matt and a lot about this organization. Matt's been a horse with this team for a long time, and Jeff was not surprised. Dwayne?
All right, thanks, Amy. Here's Arroyo, who takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
You know, he's just been a great Giant. And 2,000, as you pointed out last night, I mean, look, that's 10 years of 200 innings. And 200 innings is the benchmark for a cornerstone arm in your rotation.
On the ground and a base hit for Arroyo. And that's going to allow Belt to come up.
Well, the last 10 home starts, the Giants starting pitching has been phenomenal. 3-0 with a 1.83 ERA. And they're averaging over 6 innings per start. And look at the strikeout walk ratio. Not quite 3-1, but good. 2-1 is really good. But so you go above and beyond that, you're putting up some pretty good numbers as an entire staff.
Here's Belt. Belt has scored both runs in this game. And he takes low. He homered in the 4th. Reached on a single in the 6th. He eventually scored on a base hit by Brandon Crawford. Overshift is on, as always, with Belt at the plate. Van Slyke holding on Arroyo. And Belt fouls it down the left field line into the seats. 41,366. And if you're keeping a tally on how many straight sellouts it is, I'll tell you what it is. It's 509. 509. The days of those 6,000 people at Candlestick are over.
You're right. No jacket.
She left him. Belt hits a pop-up down the left field line and out of play. We were always happy with what? 20, 25,000 at Candlestick?
Oh, that's a big day. Are you kidding me? The one you used to get. There's Dave Dravecky.
I love that guy. He's now looking like a professor.
Yeah. Well, he speaks like a professor.
He's a great dude. 1-2. Runner goes. Belt takes high. Throw down to second. And they got him. Turner putting the tag on Arroyo. And that's going to end the inning. 8th inning coming up. Giants men's, women's, or youth jersey by Majestic Athletic at your local dugout store. It's valid through Wednesday, May 17th. And visit your local dugout store for more information. Free Beat LA t-shirt with the purchase of a Majestic jersey. Great jerseys. It's a 2-1 lead for the Giants. And it's time for a change. Think Speedy. Oil change and auto service. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. It's Hunter Strickland with a new haircut.
Yeah, no more mullet. Hunter Strickland's 18th time he's come in with an ERA of 1.35. He's 0-1 of the year. 15 strikeouts in 13 in the third. Let's see a mid to high 90s fastball, slider, and a split.
Facing Chris Taylor, who's been a tough out for the Giants. And he is attacking that fastball, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Home run for Taylor to straightaway center field in the 6th. That tied the game. Hey, the Dubs. Dubs won tonight.
I wonder if they were there and then came over to watch the end of this one.
I don't think there's any doubt that that's what happened.
That's pretty cool.
Hit into center field. And as I said, he's been a tough out.
Yeah, he has been the offense tonight for the Dodgers. This is the lone run that they put on the board. This came in the 6th inning. A high fastball, and he backspins it right over the wall in center field. And for Taylor, his 4th of the year.
So Seager's going to hit. Seager last night went 1 for 4. Oakland going down to the bullpen again. There's a strike, and it's 0-1. Oakland. We're in the 8th, a 2-1 ball game. Down low. Seager hitting at 282. He's got 21 runs batted in.
Good low ball hitter. You see it about a lot of tall hitters. Good hitter, period.
Outside, 2 balls and a strike.
Easy take there. Seager, 6'4". That's not that many 6'4" shortstops around. Cal Ripken might be the greatest tall shortstop in the history of baseball.
That is a fact. So it's 2-1 to Seager. Seager on the ground to Crawford. Crawford's going to step on the bag and throw, and they got him. Nice little adjustment by Brandon Crawford. 2 down.
Seager does not hit into a lot of double plays. He's got an uppercut, and a lot of uppercut guys just don't do this. Jammed beautifully by Strickland, and there's the adjustment from Crawford. Stays with the hop, realizing I got a chance to do this myself, and off the right foot nails the back end. That's a big 2 outs.
There's momentum coming right to the bag. Very nice. Here's Turner. Breaking ball to Turner, and it misses. 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 pitch, here it is. And there's a strike.
Front door breaking ball. Turner turns around to Chad Woodson and says, hey, I don't think so. It's hit the outside corner. But we saw this with Whitson early. They'll set the target away. If it goes in his strike zone on the inside corner, it's cut outside the catcher's knees. He gives that strike. I think Whitson's done a very good job tonight. Except for that pitch right there.
I agree.
Coach is shaking his head, and I don't think he's shaking his head on the check swing call. I think he thought the pitch was there. Perhaps a bit low. Close.
Two and one to Turner. 2-2.
That's a cutter at 97. And a few years ago, that wasn't even legal. I think Mariano Rivera changed the world.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes. On the ground, that's foul. But it was very close to being a fair ball. That gentleman right there, Mike Winters, much better angle than I do, and that is the correct call.
Yeah, if we were calling him up here, we'd have blown that one.
That's why we have replay up here.
Let's call Mike. That a babe.
It's 2-2. Little pop-up. Shallow right field, and coming up empty is Mac Williamson, and Turner's aboard, and it'll be a base hit for Turner. Hey, when you're hot, you're hot. When you're hitting over 360, that's what you get.
Now everybody comes close to this. You can see Arroyo taking a peek as to where Mac Williamson is.
Face plant.
As big as Mac Williamson, he's not a guy you want to run into going full bore.
And this is not a guy, as we're talking about Kike Hernandez, where you want to just start challenging him with fastballs.
That's true. And by the way, you're right. That was a big league faceplant. World class.
Great location, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
Kike Hernandez trying to give his club a 1-run lead with that swing.
He's got a couple of hits tonight, both off of Ty Block. And that'll end the inning. Belt, who can get up with the best of them, has that ball stuck in his web. He can't get it out. To Terry Mulholland.
Hour-long pregame live starts at 11:30. You'll see it right here on NBC Bay Area. This season, Giants games are also available to stream live on the NBC Sports app. Tomorrow promises to be a barn burner. Clayton Kershaw on the hill for the Dodgers and Johnny Cueto on the hill for the Giants. There you see the career totals for Kershaw and Cueto coming into tomorrow's game. That'll be a good one.
So here's Belt, Posey, Crawford against Josh Fields. We have a number of changes, and we'll let you know what those are. A run on 7 hits for the Dodgers, 2 runs on 10 hits for the Giants. Belt hits a high fly ball left center field. And Peterson will drift back and make the catch. 1 out. Tell you what, he's got a better swing right now.
Yeah, he does. You know, he's got a chance to hit those 95-mile-an-hour fastballs that would give him such a problem.
Yep. You see Seager is at short. In left field is Bellinger. Hernandez moves from short to right. And the hitter is Buster Posey, who's 1 for 3 tonight.
We saw the notes that Kike Hernandez keeps in his pocket as to where to play the Giant hitters.
Eric Law getting loose. A little scouting report from Mark Gardner. Posey with a base hit. His second hit. And here's Crawford. Speaking of good swing, pretty good one going right now.
He's inside, and he's just got such beautiful balance and great plate coverage. And that's a fastball that doesn't have a great location in it, but it's still movement in mid-90s coming in on him. Just makes it look easy.
Here's Crawford. Crawford hits a high pop-up. Third base side. Turner's got a shot if he can get there. And Turner falls just a little short. You're playing a little bit closer to the line. He might have a shot at making it.
Well, Paula Sobia, who's ball baby down the left field line, has to get out of the way. You did good, Paula. Out a bit.
Only guy that can make that play is Nolan Arenado.
Yeah.
One of the greatest plays we've ever seen in this park was a pop-up that he caught down the left field line.
It was amazing.
A bit high to Crawford. 1-1.
Yasiel Puig was double switch for earlier in the game. He becomes a spectator.
Swing and a foul into the glove of Barnes.
You know, I love that about this generation. When a guy comes out of a ball game, he doesn't go in the clubhouse, shower up, and have a cold one. He comes back on the bench, straps it on, and starts cheering his teammates on. That's the way it should be.
The 1-2. Healthy rip on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball that stays at 1-2.
Wow, that high fastball from Josh Fields is a good strikeout pitch for him, both the righties and lefties. And what sets that up is the acute angle he's got on his curveball. You can start that thing off at your chest and then have that thing drop below your knees. It's that big. Straight downer.
One and two. Got him. Good challenge. Stay tuned immediately after Giants baseball for Eastern's Giants postgame live. You're going to get highlights. You're going to get reaction analysis. And it's all coming up for a full hour right after the game. Ruggiano with a base hit in the sixth. He's 1 for 3. For the Dodgers in the 9th inning, it'll be Barnes and then a pinch hitter and then Peterson. Swing and a foul off of Barnes.
And you can see the reaction from Ruggiano. He thought he should have done more. He was on it. He was looking for it. He got what he was looking for in a good location.
The options for Dave Roberts as a pinch hitter in the 9th will be Utley or Grandal.
Utley, a left-handed hitter. Grandal, switch hitter.
The rip, and it's 0-2. Nice ball game defensively for that kid. It's 0-2. And he got him, and that's going to end the inning. So we'll go to the 9th here at AT&T Park with Derek Law coming in. It's 2-1 Giants. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change Hennepin Smog experts.
Well, Derek Law coming in to try and nail this one down. He's got 3 saves and 4 opportunities. 21st time he's come in, 17 strikeouts against 17 walks. Or 7 walks, I beg your pardon.
And it'll be Austin Barnes who takes a breaking ball for a called strike. It's Grandal who is on deck. And another breaking ball, and it's low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Derek Law did get the last 2 outs in the win last night. It was not a save opportunity. He threw 12 pitches and he had a strikeout.
Right over the top release. Tried a little quick pitch.
Hit into center field for Span. See, the wind does take it a little bit in center field. 1 out. So here's Grandal. Grandal started yesterday, went 1 for 4. Melanson's on his way back very soon.
First pitch, split finger.
And a strike to even the count. On deck is Jock Peterson. Tapped foul. It's 1 and 2.
Another good curveball. So really soft balling Yasmani Grandal. First pitch changeup and then 2 over the top curveballs. Now he calls that breaking ball a slider, but you watch the hand action on it and it's a curveball.
Got him.
See you later.
Quick pitched him on a breaking ball. 2 down.
Well, you have to do that if you're going to drop down with your arm angles, or if you're going to quick pitch, do anything abnormal. You have to do it and throw all your pitches. And the payoff pitch was a quick pitch curveball. See you later.
So here's Jock Peterson, who was the last out in the game last night. And a check swing comebacker. And that's the ball game. And the Giants just got something that they hadn't got in a while, and that's a 1-2-3 Lawrence Welk, top of the 9th. How about that?
Well, it's exactly how Bruce Bochy drew it up. And what a spectacular night for defense and pitching, which has been the backbone of this 5-game winning streak for these Giants. And the hero tonight, Ty Blach, 7 solid innings, and once again he stands tall against the Giants' rival, the Dodgers.
So a very, very solid and good outing by Ty Blach. The Giants, although I'm sure they'd like to have a few more runs with 11 hits, but they'll take it. And credit Blach, credit Strickland, credit Law. And once again, Mike, some defense really helped this team win tonight.
Well, keep in mind that tonight was Christian Arroyo's maiden voyage at second base. Now, yes, he played it in the minor leagues, but up here it's all been shortstop, third base, mostly third base. Tonight, he played second base at the big league level like he's been doing it his whole life. He was spectacular. He made a great turn of a pivot on a double play. He threw out a runner in a non-force play at the plate, and then he took a base hit away from Jock Peterson with a dive going to his left late in the game. A spectacular defensive night for the kid.
All right, let's go to Amy G.
All right, gentlemen, Brandon Crawford joining us. Congratulations, another great win. You guys have now strung together 5 consecutive wins, and it really looks like this team's starting to gel. Do you feel that you guys have made it around that difficult time?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's part of the ups and downs of a season. We're going to have that. Unfortunately, it was at the start of the season, and hopefully we're starting that up right now, and I think we're off to a pretty good start.
Will you share your thoughts on Tyler Blach tonight? As you guys have had stellar starting pitching, and I know how important it is to set the tone.
Yeah, I mean, the last 5 days, the guys have thrown 100 pitches. They've gone deep into the game. They've saved our bullpen a little bit. And they've all pitched great. There's a reason they're out there for 100+ pitches. So He was a little bit wild, which is a little unlike him tonight. He was getting behind guys, but he has good enough stuff where he was able to get out of those jams and really kept us in the game.
A 2-1 game is a lot more normal between these two teams than yesterday's game. Will you talk a little bit about the 6th inning? You come up with a big RBI, the go-ahead run that ends up winning the game, and just your game plan going in there, because you did it on the first pitch, and you're now 4 for 9 off of Avalon.
He has great stuff. He has a real good sinker and a good changeup. So I was kind of in between right there. I didn't really know which one to go with. Fortunately, his sinker was a little bit up, and I was able to get enough of it to get it into the outfield. But to start that inning, Belt had a great at-bat off of him. And then he got to second, Buster got him over, and that's how you manufacture runs. So I think that's kind of the makings of a good team, and hopefully we can keep that going.
Last question for you. I got to ask you about Christian Arroyo, because he got his first big league start at second base tonight, and he did a heck of a job. Saved a run, made several good defensive plays. Just your thoughts on taking the field with a new double play partner tonight?
He's a good athlete, so he's able to play anywhere on the field, but he made 2 huge plays tonight, especially the one throwing out Turner at home, and that's just instincts. That's part of being a middle infielder. He's been a shortstop his whole life, so his instinct with him coming towards the plate was to go home, and it paid off. A 1-run game, that's obviously a huge play.
Thank you for your time. Congratulations on the win. Dwayne and Mike, let's get it back up to you.
All right, thanks, Amy, and thanks to Brandon Crawford and the Giants. Have now won their 5th straight, and they'll take on Clayton Kershaw tomorrow. Final score, the Giants 2 and the Dodgers 1. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live starts right after these messages.